Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Cheesadelphia Summer 2016. That's Tempo. I'm Drenok, and we are bringing you the next game in the round of 8.
It's gonna be a TvP.
From what I understand, oh, here I am. Hey, what's up?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing.
How you doing? You went out to get lunch.
A little bit of food. Yeah, I was pretty hungry. It was great. It was great. It's hot out. It got out pretty hot out again.
It's pretty hot.
It's kind of like what happens.
Shedding my layers.
I don't understand what it is with the summertime thing, but every time like you think it's not going to be hot, all of a sudden it becomes hot again.
I've been shedding my layers through the course of the stream. You know, I got the suit actually is my skin, so just
Yo,
shed it off this time.
I saw your little tan going on there.
Yeah, I don't
Drenok,
know.
if
I got some
you're not
intense
careful,
tans. Oh, I could become that.
you're gonna get this. Yeah, you're gonna get this shade, man.
I should go for it. I think I should go
you're
for it.
You're well on your way. Yeah, man.
I'm looking good at it. That'll be good.
So our next series is going to be between a Protoss named Virium from Team Ascension Pro as well as Kelazhur.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there's Virium looking pretty fresh right now. See, he gave you that little look. You saw that.
He heard that. Yeah. How you doing? You don't have a good time?
Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then Kelazhur.
Thinking, looking, and the greatest thing about Kelazhur throughout this tournament is not only has he played in this tournament, but he's played in, was it Total Biscuits King of the Hill, WCS qualifiers, which he qualified for, or the DreamHack Montreal stuff.
I believe so, yeah.
And he's played in 2 tournaments as he's been playing at a live LAN, and even had to forfeit a game versus True to play in the WCS one, but still he got seeded second after losing that game, or forfeiting the game to True.
Yeah.
And now he's going to go up against Virium in the round of 8. Really, you have to win this game, or pardon me, this best of 3 to move on and start to make money, to get into the money.
Indeed. So, I believe this round, everybody should be in the money right now, right? Like
yeah, everybody is in the money, but there's a huge step.
A big
if you
step
can get to those semifinals, that round of 4.
Okay. So, I mean, a lot of people favoring Kelazhur to make it to the finals as well. He is our previous Cheesadelphia champion, too. And, yeah, like you were saying, he's been playing in so many different events as well this weekend, just this weekend. So do you think that's going to factor into him being exhausted, or do you think he's a beast?
That's interesting, because you have, on one hand, he's played so many games this weekend. He's definitely on point. He's always on point. He's the guy that I was telling you. I asked him, hey, do you think you can beat this person? He said, well, if I play it on my mind, I can. He said, I'll play it on my mind. It was just decided, like, I'll play it on my mind.
Flip the switch up and down, like, all right. I wish I was like that.
So I think he definitely can have that kind of kick in into this tournament right here, but definitely the exhaustion can factor into that, especially with maybe not getting too much sleep. I know he has to drive a little bit of ways to stay with the Psystorm guys, but here he is trying to maybe take back his 2nd title. He currently is the reigning champion. Yes. He won Cheesadelphia 2. His opponent Virium has played, I think, in one of the Cheesadelphias, but I'm not sure. He hasn't done. He hasn't made significant progress within them, but he's doing pretty well in this one. He is already in the money, being in the round of 8 here.
Exactly. So if he can beat Kelazhur here, he would probably cause an upset, I would say. A lot of people would say that would be an upset. So I know Team Ascension would not be upset with that at all. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As we spawn on Frozen Temple, it is in the top left-hand corner, the blue Terran Kelazhur.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team Ascension Pro, the red Protoss player, Virium. And we have one of Virium's teammates, Tesla, doing the observing right now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, guys?
I see them over there, you know. Both Protoss players as well, by the way, Vampyworm and Tesla. So, yeah, probably going to be able to be like, hey, man, run over and tell Virium if he made some kind of mistake afterwards. But, yeah, here we go, guys. It is going to be indeed. Whoa, very, very interesting positioning here. Is that a barracks that he put over there?
That is a barracks he started up right there. And we have a probe scout from Virium trying to see kind of what's what. He will get to the high ground, and you will see double gas for Kelazhur. No racks. He's going to know that he's going to get proxied. And he's currently opening up with what I believe is going to be a 1-gate-esque fast expand, or at least starting up to do that. May not actually fast expand.
All right. Well, here we go. I think with Kelazhur, he's usually one to make Reapers. Yeah, I mean, he does this a lot in like TVZ rather, but I haven't actually seen him do this too much in TvP. I'm sure that he does it, but I'm not exactly sure what he does as a follow-up. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do for that. But here Kelazhur scouts in, sees exactly what he wants to see, 1 gate fast expand. I guess he'd prefer to have a natural base already down to turn Reaper into something like that. But the Reaper's on the way. And essentially, I think what we're seeing here is a Reaper fast expand, but a little bit quicker. He may be playing a player he may consider as a lesser caliber, so he can get a Reaper there even quicker. Maybe he won't even be able to out-micro me. I can just shut him down early on in this game, one of his best of 3.
Yeah, so this is, I don't think, to be completely all in, by the way, since it is only going to be 1 barracks. He's just going to try to get some good damage done here, and Virium already has his Nexus on the way. When the Adept does come out, it's actually a ways away, so it's all up to the Mothership Core. An immediate Photon Overcharge takes out that Reaper, and I don't think Kelazhur is going to be too happy about that.
2 kills did go down, but now we have another proxy coming out of him, and that secondary one will be, of course, a starport. That's pretty crazy. Now, the one thing to notice with that is it's not as if it's at home and he can do a 1-1-1 and get a Tech Lab on the racks and switch it. He's going to have to wait a little while if he wants to get a Banshee, something akin to that. We could just see a Viking or more so a Liberator come out very quickly. There's already 2 pylons perfectly ready to defend it. And do note, again, Kelazhur is only on 1 base now. I feel like he's kind of saying, you know, I feel very confident. Oh, the first one didn't work. We'll just try it again. We'll try it one more time and see what could happen.
Yeah. Well, what do you think a Liberator could do to the base here of Virium? I know a lot of the times you are going to go ahead and try to deal with it with maybe some Stalkers or Photon Overcharge if it gets too close to a pylon. But at this point in time, I feel like Virium is... Oh, he was on the other side of the map with the Adept, but he does indeed come home. So I don't know what he's actually going to have in order to deal with this Liberator.
I think generally it will, of course, be the Photon Overcharge that he's going to be opting for. And Kelazhur is going to have to inch up slowly, or bypass the pylon. But it's going to be hard to bypass the pylon because there is enough... The airspace on that part of the map, the pylon completely covers. So basically, Kelazhur is going to have to make a mad dive to bypass that, and Virium will have to get the Photon Overcharge off. So maybe he's going to be paying attention to this Adept, where the Cyclone's attacking it. That could be a perfect area to kind of take up the APM and multitasking of Virium, and Kelazhur hits his base.
Wow, so the Cyclone gets into the main base, actually. He might even target down some pylons now, but no, he is going to go for those probes. And here comes the Liberator on the other side. Virium is pulling all of his probes, and he's trying to get us around, but I don't think with the Jukes... The Juke's trying to move around.
Time. Cyclone is juking, and now Liberator's gotten to a perfect position. Kelazhur doesn't even need to preoccupy Virium. He simply sends his Mothership Core down to the natural to defend after the Adept dies, and now he does not have mining from 1 base tempo.
That's a big deal, right? He might even want to just send every one of the probes down to the natural. Yeah, that's exactly what he'll do. But yeah, like you said, he lost a lot of mining time, and if this Cyclone locks onto the Mothership Core, that means there is not going to be any Photon Overcharge. There goes the Photon Overcharge, and it is not in range of the Cyclone anymore.
There's Cyclone, could possibly lock on. There's the lockout of the Mothership Core, and this could prove disastrous. Kelazhur off the back of this is securing a second CC, and oh, it's so...
Oh my god, it goes down.
3 Stalkers just now warping in, and do note that the probes at the natural were not mining for a very long time, the ones that were added there, so even though you'd already be over-optimally, they weren't really adding anything to that. So right now they will transfer back up into the main base, but still... Kelazhur has opened up and done a lot of damage, and I love his decision after the Proxy Reaper to still do it again, because some people would say, oh, maybe he's going to slip up, but no. Lures the Mothership Core to the natural, hits the main, perfectly gets damage done.
When the Cyclone just went into the main, that was like the most hilarious thing I saw, but now it goes down. But hey, man, I think it did damn good for its lifetime, so the Liberator is still sieged up, by the way. That's kind of a big deal because he still can't mine from the natural, or rather from the main. 9 workers killed in total, and Kelazhur has an expansion of his own, and he's transitioning into what looks to be a bio-centered build, right? A lot of Marines, Marauders, and with the blink coming out of Virium, I would assume that we would like to see a few more Marauders out of Kelazhur, but honestly, once you get that stim, even Marines with stim are going to do pretty decent.
Yeah, Marines with stim will do really good, and combat shields is all going to kind of culminate well for a timing attack out of Kelazhur, which he loves. He's getting a bunker to be safe. On the other side of the map, you have Virium right here, trying to play the safe opening style. He's blink on the way. Once that blink is done, he's going to be able to thwart that Liberator, push it back, but he still has these Liberators that are holding off a couple mineral patches so easily on both of his bases. Yeah,
I mean, look at the supply difference right now. It's just another Liberator gets in position, so one of them are going to go down, but he's actually trading well with the
damage inflicted.
Yeah. Oh, wow. 6 workers even go down. 1775 resources lost to 1050, as you can see there. And a very aggressive opener by Kelazhur. And think about it this way, too. He's getting in the head of Virium, right? You mentioned the fact that those probes went down to the natural, but they weren't mining. Like, he missed the click right there. So, these kind of things really throw you off as a Protoss player, or any player in general, I would say, that's under massive amounts of pressure. being here on the main stage as well. Like, that's not easy to do.
Not easy to do at all. More Stalkers are being warped in for Virium. He's trying to be very safe. Has he spent the money to get another Mothership Core? He has not, which is going to be really key if there's a drop that happens. If Virium decides to move out and be aggressive, maybe that's how he opts to get a little bit of equalization in this game. Easily, Kelazhur can drop, and there's not that much defense at home. He has a lot of chinks in his armor at the moment against Kelazhur's Terran style in this PvT matchup.
Yes. And that's not really looking like a very scary force. It is about 6 Stalkers.
GG! Kelazhur takes game 1 of his best of 3.
He just taps out.
I'm actually still in the game. He had an observer that went across the map, and Kelazhur scanned and was about to kill it. So possibly scans take the observer, no high ground vision, no way for the Blink Stalkers to get up into the main base.
Wow. So that's going to be game number 1. At the end of it, of course, it was just a very, very kind of one of those awkward decisions where you're like, should I keep playing or should I not? And even him looking a bit defeated, he needs to kind of pick himself back up, you know. That's a very weird build that Kelazhur did, and he got caught off guard by it, like the Cyclone slipping in. And it's something that you're not really expecting, right?
No, not at all. And I love it, though, because even if the Cyclone hadn't have slipped in, the Mothership Core still repositioned to hold the natural. And that was a game where I'm trying to think of it even earlier on. You had start off with the Proxy Reaper, which didn't do a lot of damage, but did throw him off. Because normally maybe you'd have 2-3 Adepts at the natural at that point. You'd be pumping Adepts, and it was even maybe slightly greedy in that way. Often you will keep making Adepts as you get your Twilight, you get your Robo down to play it safe. But he opted for just 1 Mothership Core on the main, and then added on the 3 gates. Then later have that production, a little bit of economy lead. But it didn't pay off because the Cyclone got in, and he had.
And all of a sudden, you're like, "What the? What is this?
What is this? Yeah. What are those?
What are those?" And then all of a sudden, it kind of went downhill from there, and you saw Virium kind of slipping up, but he needs to shake it off. We're gonna go to Frost. It's a big 4-player map, and I believe, here we are, right here on Frost. It is going to be vertical spawn positions in the bottom or in the bottom left. Our blue Terran player representing Root Gaming, it is Kelazhur.
And his opponent down to 0-1 in this best of 3 series. In the top left-hand corner, representing Team Ascension Pro, it is Virium. Oh, yeah, that 6 zoom in action, baby.
Yeah, he's getting the hang of it, huh? Look at him. Our little boy's all grown up.
that Tesla right there getting us some nice observing.
Typical Tesla.
That's pretty hard to go off of from Virium, but for Kelazhur, basically it's solidified in his mind, you know what, I'm the better player, I'm just going to mess with him, wait for him to make the mistake, and then bam, capitalize off of that and get in deep with whatever he can.
Yes, and it also makes me wonder, what if Virium was able to deal with that and shut it down? I think that would have kind of sent a message to Kelazhur like, oh god, you know, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing these kind of weird builds, but...
And that's something I found really interesting about casting True a little earlier. I felt like he respected all his opponents. No matter what their level was, no matter how easily he killed them in the first game, he had this very huge respect that I'm going to play it safe, I'm not going to go for anything crazy, I know what I'm doing, and I can win because I know I am better skilled, but I'm not going to leave it up to chance.
Yes, and also I was talking to KJ, and you know what? After that other game, the second game, when Banana beat him, they're like, dude, you need to just chill and play safe, super safe, you know, keep it real. Don't try to edge this one out, you know, in some kind of cheeky way. And, you know, a lot of the times it can be like that. So Kelazhur kind of putting on a show, but honestly, it was still a pretty legit build at the same time. So, honestly, we see rough play like that all the time, don't we?
That's the rough style. He's on the edge. That's also what we've seen out of the Tesla style at some points. You know, just send the disruptors out, hope it hits something again and again and again.
Well, here we go, guys. It is going to be vertical position in this game number 2. Virium needs to bring this one back. He looked a little bit defeated in the last game, but, you know, shake it off, go into the next game. This is your tournament life at hand, you know, and it's very doable if you just kind of, like Kelazhur would say, play out of your mind.
Play out of your mind is, yeah, I'll play out of my mind that game. It's cool, I can do that. Once again, we have an Adept opener, which you do need to do to get that Reaper, but often you are going to be looking for that Stalker if we're going to see a similar opener from Kelazhur, at least within the Cyclone, sending a Cyclone out earlier. But Virium, most likely, in this game, is saying, you know what, he's not going to do that again. We'll go an Adept, but we will get that second Adept. You see another Adept is on the way, and the Reaper is very close to going down. It will successfully escape. And this is scouted, so Kelazhur just says, cool, Reaper fast expanded. Let's get into the macro game. Let's get some drops going.
Yeah, and he also put a... Reaper right inside of the natural. Gets one of the probes. And he's going to get on out of there. And I like the way that Kelazhur is playing in game number 2. So game number 1, he took that chance, right? And said, here, how about we start off the series with a build such as that? And then now he's just going to go on in here with a more of a standard build. And I believe that we saw Tech Lab onto that factory earlier. And yeah, he is indeed going to make another Cyclone with it. So I wonder if it's going to be for that defensive style that we used to see a lot to deal with Warp Prisms or any kind of thing that Protoss would throw here in the early slash mid game. Or if he's actually going to go out into the map with it, try to slip in. I don't think he'll be as lucky with that, but hey, we'll find out.
Yeah, at least for now we do have those gates being added on. Adepts ready to defend the natural. The Reaper is still alive at this point. And now we do have one Cyclone on the way for Kelazhur, which is going to be interesting to see how that pairs up with Virium for a second time. He will have the Stalker this time. As you mentioned earlier, Tempo, it is a larger map, so there's going to be more time to get that Stalker into the position, and it's taking longer for the Cyclone to get there. But still, I am very confident in Kelazhur's ability to snipe something if he wants to.
Yeah, so here we go. Kelazhur is indeed getting stim. And is starting to add that starport, so he will go right into that BIOS. Here comes the Cyclone, though, going to join the Reaper. Not going to be as lucky, I don't think, but I do like this combination with the Reaper as well as the Cyclone, because anytime those Adepts get really close, he throws down the PDA charge, blows them all back, and then he resets it and then continues to kite. So
Observer heading out to get a nice view on what's up with Kelazhur, but still the Cyclone is doing a really good job of pressuring the natural base. The only thing on the way is the Twilight Council, and I say that because generally you're thinking, okay, how am I going to push this back? How am I going to shove this back? But there's not Blink on the way, anything like that. He has opted, instead of going for a Twilight Council Robo, often what you consider a safe opener Observer with a Blink to deal with drops, to focus all of his gas into those early Stalkers because of his fear of this Cyclone. But he's going straight on top of the Cyclone, snipes the Cyclone, and in this position, I like it. He's got a lot of Stalkers this time. And Kelazhur, he's playing with fire right now. He's got to be very careful, but there's a opening in Virium's armor. Of course, the drop defense Twilight Council is very late tempo.
It is a bit late here, and it's just to be a little bit safer. I don't know if he added 2 more gateways here, so he will have the unit count, but kind of delaying the upgrade to make sure that he at least defends any kind of early aggression out of Kelazhur, and then potentially counterattack, warp in some Adepts here as soon as that Resonating Glaives is done. So yeah, as we see here, it's kind of playing in the dark. He tried to see exactly what Kelazhur was up to, but as it is, I think Virium has a plan right now, and it is going to be to warp in a lot of Adepts here, while maybe pressuring the front here with those Stalkers. I
really would like him to pressure the front. Looks like he's going to leave the Stalkers back at home, but that's because a lot of the army of Kelazhur is right outside his natural. But it looks like the Marine is going to spot that Warp Prism move out. In Kelazhur, he had moved out just before that, and now he's pulling back. He even scans himself just to make sure, is there an Observer right there? How much vision does this guy have? Looks like the Warp Prism moves in, is instantly going to be greeted by a lot of firepower, machine guns blazing. At the same time, Stalkers moving on the right-hand side, and they're kind of going to do what the Warp Prism was meant to do earlier, to distract, or to get him to do the damage, not to distract like the Warp Prism did.
Kelazhur, or rather, Virium even finding the SCV at the 3rd location, kills it. So there's not going to be a 3rd that gets put down for Kelazhur if he wanted to put it there on site. But this is a big push coming out of Virium, and Kelazhur is putting down the 3rd inside of his base.
Great decisiveness from Kelazhur right as that happened, as he said, getting it in his main base, remaking that, and he knows if he can hold right here, he's going to be in good position. There's no 3rd Nexus at the moment on the way for Virium. Adepts, though, are going to try to get straight on top of the army. Right now, Resonating Glaives is done. It looks like they commit right on top of their SCVs are being pulled. Stim is there, and also, what other upgrades do we have? Looks like we only have Stim right now for Kelazhur. He's desperately trying to get up to +1 combat shield and concussive shells. If those can kick in, he's going to have a great defense, but all the Stalkers have simply evaporated to this. The Warp Prism is gone. There is no support. GG. Good luck, Virium.
Kelazhur
knocked out. Kelazhur goes 2-0.
Wow, very, very dominating performance here out of Kelazhur. Our Root representative, coming from Brazil, by the way, living on the West Coast right now in the Root house. And he just you know, gets up, just like, okay, what's the next one?
And that's to the semifinals. He will play the winner of Rough versus, I believe it is going to be Poke.